Hi, I'm Steve Williams and this is Scooter and the Sticks. Today I want to talk about what I think is the secret to having a really relaxed ride. And it applies to both my Vespa scooter, my Himalayan, and any other motorcycle I've ever ridden. So let's talk about what that is. The conventional wisdom with motorcycles, or it seems to me, the marketing, everything is all about power and speed, bigger, faster. It's often about getting ahead of the traffic, getting away from it all. But there is an option if you want to relax, and slower and smaller is it. I recently saw a statement on a YouTube channel of a motorcycle content creator, has over 900,000 subscribers, and the statement was, "This is how I ride. Full throttle, full power, full aggression." And I read that and I thought, yeah, that certainly is one of the approaches to riding, I guess. I mean, I looked at a lot of videos. There were high-speed street racing and some crashes and things like that. And while they were interesting to watch, they're definitely not relaxing in my mind. It seems like high adrenaline, high stress riding to me. But, you know, different strokes for different folks. So when I think about the riding I do, it really is all about slowing down, seeing more, experiencing more, a different kind of sensory overload maybe. And I think a lot of people never consider that. You know, there's such, you know, this big idea in riding of more power, faster, better, competitive, aggressive, you know, things like that. And that's just not me, and that's not how I've ridden for a long, long time. So I think, you know, when I think about a secret to make my ride more relaxing, it's really simple. I pull over. People go, "What do you mean you pull over?" It's when traffic comes up behind me, I pull over. Now, that may not work in every situation, but I can be on a lonely country road and some pickup truck comes up behind me and I'm going 25 and they want to go 45. I pull over. I let them go by. I do it in a car too, because a lot of times I'm out just looking around. I might be looking for pictures, a place to stop and make a photograph. So it's something you may want to think about. So I'm not always on low speed roads where I can just wander as slow as I want. I'll get on roads with higher speed limits, and even riding at the speed limit, cars come up behind me. And I don't like to be pressured. I certainly don't want to go faster and see less. So the option for me, and I think it's something every rider should consider, is this. Hit the turn signal, pull over, and let the traffic go by. And then I can wander around at the slow speed that I want, so I can see the countryside. Now there are times when you can't go slower, and that's usually when you're commuting in town with traffic. there's often no place to pull over, let people around. It's early in the morning now on a weekend, so I'm not going to run into a lot of traffic. But you have to remember, even with a scooter, people aren't traveling at speeds that I can't easily manage. There are ways to deal with things, though, even if you don't like to feel pressured or have cars cutting in and out in front of you or behind you, riding too close, and it's hard to manage that. So I try to pick a buffer space in front of me and maintain that. If someone pulls in, I drop back again, and I do that continually. And at this stage, I'm only traveling at about 40 miles an hour, so we're above the speed limit with this car, or rather truck. But and if I'm uncomfortable with that, if I don't want to do that, I'll turn off this road and take an alternative route that may have less traffic. It may be farther, it may take a little longer, but so what? It's more time on the scooter. And that's always a good thing in my mind. So I always have options. I'm limited only by what I think, what I believe to be true. I think one of the things I'm grateful for as a rider, as I've matured over the last 15 years, is I've become very open to doing things differently. Some might say I've become teachable. I don't have the world by the balls and know all the answers. And even on a street like this, which on a Monday morning, there's a lot of traffic on this going into town, I still have options. I don't need to get overwhelmed with the traffic. I can turn off, move over a block, and I can wind my way into town on a less traveled street. I think the real challenge with this approach, though, is whether you can abandon your expectations of what the ride should be, if you build into your commute or your ride the time to make choices and choose alternate routes. But that's one of the things that I can say that I've learned how to do. And it was especially true in winter when there was snow on the road. I couldn't just get into regular traffic. I had to find alternative routes and strategies to manage my way forward. And none of them involved more power or more speed. So even on a quiet road like this, where I can easily manage the speeds, I'm looking around and going a lot slower than someone behind me. I will pull over. I'll pull over on the smallest country road. I'll pull over anywhere, because I do not want to have to worry about someone behind me. So the speed limit here is 55. That's what I'm doing right now, maybe a little more. On a weekday around 5 o'clock, there's a lot of traffic here, and they are going much faster than 55. It's pretty common that they're traveling at 70 miles an hour here. And while I can goose the scooter up to that speed. That's my absolute top speed. And it's not always what I want to do. So this truck in front of me, he's traveling at, I don't know, I'm going about 66 now. It's a 55 mile zone. But a lot of times on this kind of riding, it can get tiring because you're buffeted around by wind, especially from other traffic. And there's still another secret. Just stop for a second. Pull over. Usually on these kind of highways, there's plenty of room to get off for a second. And just pull over and take a break. Recollect your thoughts. And just remember that you don't have to do all that. So I see an opening and off I go. So anyway, that's my secret. Pull over. All part of my slow travel. So that about wraps it up for this episode of Scooter and the Sticks. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. That will help me out. And until next time, be well, ride safe.